You may be seated. Those of you that stood. Blessed be Yahweh, our King. We thank the Most High God for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, for life, food, clothing, and shelter. We thank Him for being God, for being King. And it's important that we acknowledge that He is King. So now, Ms. Sharetta Rani just finished talking about our identification, right? Which is the Uzziel, right? And when we walk, we identify and we see each other, and you can recognize an Israelite. An Israelite that you might not know, but you see the tzitzis on it, you say, oh, that's a brother, that's a sister. So now, in Torah, what is the purpose? And this is for those of you young guys, young gals. What is the purpose for putting on the Uzziel? What transpired prior to that law coming down? Anybody remembers? We just went over that in the book of Numbers. Nasika, stand up so they can hear you.
Basically, there was this man picking up sticks on the shop.
Right, that's right.
And they didn't know, like, basically what to do with him.
Right.
So Moses called upon God to basically find out his punishment.
Exactly.
He got stoned to death. So
Right.
God also told Moses to have us with our 10 commandments. Well, to remember the 10 commandments.
To remember. There you go. That's the perfect answer. She said she ran it down perfectly. That's exactly what happened.
Exactly.
Numbers chapter 15.
38.
Right. You come down and you have a man picking up sticks on the Shabbat after the command of doing no manner of work on the Shabbat was given. So they found this man on the Shabbat day gathering sticks, and they didn't know what to do with him. So they put him in jail for a second. And after they found out, God said, kill him, put him to death. They put him to death. And then after that, the Most High God told Moses to tell the children of Israel, bid the children of Israel, that they make fringes upon the four corners of their garments. So why do we wear the tzitzit? To do what? To remember. To remember the commandments. So when people ask you, hey, why you wear those things on your shirt? What do you tell them? It's a reminder of what? The commandments of who?
God.
Of God. There you go.
The commandment of God.
Got another question. Why do we serve and praise Jehovah solely as God? Give me chapter and verse that you could prove why do we only serve and praise Jehovah solely as God. These are things we should constantly have in our minds, because these are the things that we get approached with. So why do we only serve God? Why don't we serve Jesus? Limelech. What does that mean in English? Tell them. Hallelujah. That's one thing. Where else can you find something to describe why we only solely praise and serve the Creator? Ta'ir. And what does that say? That's right. Thou shalt not make any graven images of any manner of likeness of anything that's in the heaven above, that's in the earth beneath, or that's in the water under the earth. So Jesus will be something that's in the earth beneath, right? A man. And that's why we don't serve it, because God commanded us to only serve Him. That's right. And you could also find it in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 5 verse 6 through 9. That's the reiteration of the 10 commandments. So those are excellent things for you to remember. Notes to make, mental notes to make for yourself, so that when people ask you certain questions, these are the things that you should know. And you shall always be meditating on the Torah, right, so that way the Most High God will bless you with understanding. So you can run off stuff and tell people, hey, this is what I'm about. Because to wear the tzitzis and not be able to explain why you wear the tzitzis is what causes you to tuck them in.
That's right.
But if you know what the tzitzis are about, then you understand that, hey, I keep saying tzitzis, I mean the tzitzit, right? That's plural, right? When you wear them and you understand what they're about, then you could explain to people. That becomes a conversation piece, because now you understand what you all about, why you wear them, why you walk so confidently, and why the Most High God puts this blessing upon you. Amen. We thank the Creator of heaven and earth for our Yeladim that are so intelligent. Amen. We know it's a blessing when you have Yeladim that understand the Torah. Right. But the main thing about Torah, Yeladim, is knowing it, and doing but not just knowing it, but applying it. Not just to know it is good enough where you could get into discussions and slay people and destroy people, but what good is it for you to know Torah and then you live in opposite of it?
That's right. That's right.
So the thing is to know it and to live it, to do it. That's the whole thing with Torah. Yeah, so we have to keep those things in mind. Y'all did excellent, and when I come up here, I'm gonna try to have some questions ready for y'all so that y'all see where your mind is at. You got to exercise your mind sometimes. That's right. So that it doesn't sit dormant. So now we're going to continue with the life of Melech Dawi. As my brother, Chief Mekubadia, last week eloquently spoke about the king and all the great things that he did, where the whole nation was scared of a giant. And Dawi said, who is this uncircumcised Philistine who curses the army of the living God? It said, and David picked out 5 smooth stones, and he said he ran to the Philistines. He didn't cower away. He didn't duck, dodge, or anything. He came straight at him and hit him right between the eyes. And from that moment on, he became a general in the army of the living God. A young man. A young man. He wasn't that. He was the run. He was still out there with the sheep. That's what he was doing. In fact, he was so young that when Samuel came to Jesse and said, where are your sons? He forgot about David. He said, well, there's the last one, but he's out there with the animals. That surely can't be the guy. But the Most High said, you see, man look at the outer appearance. He said, but me, I'm the Most High. I look at the inward. What's in a man's heart? What's in a woman's heart? So what inside of you is what the Most High God looks at, not what's outside. Because I've seen many big guys get knocked out by little guys. That don't mean nothing. That doesn't mean anything. What you got inside. You could be big but don't have no heart. You could be big and have no heart. I seen a little thing on YouTube, on Facebook, where the mother, you know, back in the days, if you came back home crying to your mother because you got into a fight, what was the first thing your mother did? Beat you. She take you outside. She said, now you got 1 or 2 choices here. You either fight him or you're going to have to fight me. That's the way black mothers raised us up. And usually when it was like that, you fought your hardest. Your mother just wanted to see you compete, fight, be a man, toughen up. Big guy, man, I couldn't believe it, man. The mother was like, come on, you better fight him, you better fight him. Man, that little skinny boy tightened him up so bad, he shied away, he ducked away, and they was calling the mother a bad mother. I said, man, she trying to raise her son. I couldn't understand why everybody was saying she was a bad mother, and I was like, my mother did that to me. Me too. And she told me, you come back in here crying, you know what I mean, you better go fight. That's right. And after I went back out there and fought, I won. Because you didn't want to have to face mom. No, you didn't want to have to face that belt. So, you know, the whole skills of parenting is all gone now. Like, what we used to call to be common sense, you know, now it's time out, no more belt, no more switch, no more any of that. Because now it's child abuse. They should have seen some of the stuff we was getting beat with. Stanchion cords, skillets was flying, mama's heels, anything. Anything that was in the proximity will fly. Yeah, anything was a beaten weapon. My mother had a 2x4. She said, y'all getting too big. She said, you getting too big. The belt don't intimidate you no more. She did the hacksaw Jim Duggan, remember? He used to come in with the 2x4. The bushwhackers. Yeah, the bushwhackers and all them guys, man. So, hey, and I think that she did a good job with me and my brother. So I thank the Most High God for the discipline that my imam put down. Amen. And that's what they need, man. So We're going to pick it up with Melech Dawid, and we're going to see where the history takes us now. Let us go, Chief.
We're in the book of 1 Samuel, the 18th chapter, starting at verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And it came to pass when he had made an end of speaking unto Shaul, that the soul of Yonatan was knit with the soul of Dawid. And Yonatan loved him as his own soul. And Shaul took him that day, and would let him go no more home to his father's house. Then Yonatan made a covenant with Dawid, because he loved him as his own soul.
I said Yonatan made a covenant with Dawid, because he loved him as his own soul. The Proverbs tells us as it said, there's a friend that's closer than a brother.
Yeah. That's right.
This is what happened here. Jonathan saw the courage of King David, and Jonathan was courageous too. Remember, Jonathan and his armor bearer went up a mountain and killed 20 Philistines. He said, oh, this guy is a guy just like me. Although Jonathan didn't step out there to take on the Philistine, but he said, this guy stepped out there. Man, me and him is brothers from another mother. And at that point, they became best buddies, because their souls and their spirits were alike, were kin spirits. Let's go.
And Yonatan stripped himself of the robe that was upon him, and gave it to Dawid, and his apparel, even to his sword, and to his bow, and to his girdle. And Dawid went out, whithersoever Shaul sent him. He had good success. And Shaul sent him over the men of war, and it was good in the sight of all the people, and also in the sight of Shaul's servants.
So you hear that? It said, now Jonathan taking off his robe, taking off his apparel and all that, that's symbolic. Because remember, in all intent and purposes, Jonathan is supposed to be the next one in line. But he's the prince. He's the crown prince. He's the crown prince. But now he's taking off all his regalia and he's putting it on David. He doesn't even understand what's happening at this moment. But it's symbolism. Right? It's symbolism showing that, hey, you're the next one. And it says the army loved David. Now that's rare, because he's the new guy around. He's the young sapling. You usually, when you come on a team, right, and you're a rookie, no matter how good you are, you got to carry the bags. They don't care. You got to buy lunch. You gotta take the guys out and do this and do that. And they make you do silly things today. Dress up like a woman. Come in with all types of stuff when you're the rookie. But not with David. When David came in, they say he was loved by all the army of Shaul. It says right here, it says, and it was good in the sight of all the people, and also in the sight of Shaul's servants. Everybody loved him. Everybody loved David. Let us go, Chief.
And it came to pass as they came, when Dawid returned from the slaughter of the Philistine, that the women came out of all the cities of Israel, singing and dancing to meet King Shaul.
So now remember, it said David was good looking, light skin red. You know what I mean? His little pretty eyes, and he probably had hazel eyes, and one of them pretty boys that come down and got muscles and all that stuff. And you know what I'm saying? And the girls is checking them out, and he checking the damsels out, because he like women. He ended up with about seven nashim at the end. You know what I mean? So he liked women. So what did the women say?
They came out singing and dancing.
They came out singing and dancing after he came back from war. And listen to what the women said.
To meet King Shaul with timbrels, with joy, and with three-string instruments.
With the top Miriam.
And the women sang one to another in their play and said, Shaul have slain his thousands.
Oh my goodness.
And Dawid his 10,000s.
Hold on here. I'm the king. I'm the king. I only slew my thousands. This young guy, you accrediting him that he killed his tens of thousands?
10,000.
Something is wrong here. Y'all wasn't even out there. How you know how many people he killed? Oh man, so they was like the gas masters. They was pouring gasoline in the fire. And now Shaul, remember what the prophet Samuel told him. He's keeping that in the back of his mind. He said the Most High God has rent away the kingdom from you and has given it to one that's better than you. So now, boom, the light, because prior to this, it was cool. They say he didn't let David go back home. So he was good. He loved him. Everybody loved him. But at this point, he see that the Most High God is moving with this young lad. He see that God is moving this young lad, and he could see him out in the battlefield and said, this boy have no fear. And the light-skinned dude. At best. You know, so he see the Most High God moving through him. And you know, when you young, it's when you have your strength.
Yeah.
You know, when you young, you at the peak of your strength. But even better is when you're young, you're at the peak of your strength, and you know how to manage your strength. And you know how to control your strength. That's how you become great. That's how you get the Kobe Bryants and the Michael Jordans, you know, because these guys is exceptional. They're young, they're at the peak of their strength, but they know how to use it. You got guys that's young, you know, at the peak of their strength, but don't know how to use it. And by the time they learn, they get the mental side of it, they too old. You coming downhill. So your mind is telling you to, sometimes we be out there on the basketball court, and you be playing, and my mind tells me, go get that rebound. But your body said, nope. You get an imaginary pain that shoots up somewhere. It ain't no pain. You just ain't going to get it. Your body just ain't moving as fast anymore. David had it all working. Mind, body, everything. And he saw this. Shaul saw this. And when the women are saying this, it was in the back of his mind what the prophet Samuel said to him. That the Most High God has rent away this kingdom from you, and he has given it to one better than you. Let us go.
And Shaul was very wroth, and this saying displeased him, and he said, they have ascribed unto David 10,000s, and to me they have ascribed but thousands. You know, he lacketh is the kingdom. And Shaul eyed David from that day forward.
What they call it, the green-eyed monster called what?
Jealousy.
Jealousy. Ah, man, I can't take this. But that's the young guy. The young guys get that. Young guys get that. When you already put in your time, and that's like Alex Rodriguez talking about Bryce Harper. I did it already. You know what I mean? I've been there. It's your turn now. You know what I'm saying? It's your turn now. You don't want to be called elder. Don't call me elder. I'm still on top of my game. What's wrong with you? You an elder now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Let the young guys get the glory now. Let them play. Let the young guys let the dancers look at them and be, you got this, you know, you as an older guy, you still the king.
That's right.
But this spirit has come upon him because of what the prophet told him.
Yes.
And now he can't shake it off because he sees the greatness of Melech David. Let us go.
And it came to pass on the morrow that an evil spirit from God came mightily upon Shaul, and he raved in the midst of his house.
Said mightily came upon him. He couldn't even understand it. Let's go.
And David played with his hands as he did day by day, and Shaul had his spear in his hand.
So he was in the house raving, cursing, going crazy, and telling people off, and people couldn't understand what was wrong with him because madness came upon him, because he's still thinking about them girls saying what?
Shaul slain his thousands and David his 10,000s.
Oh, that song couldn't get out of his mind, boy. And he seen old beautiful Naomi singing over there with the top Miriam that he been looking at, and now she got googly eyes for David. You could forget about it, boy. You could forget about her. So now he was in his house, raving, going crazy. And now, not only do light-skinned Ray, it's a bad warrior, but light-skinned Ray could sing, could dance. Think about, all right, let's think about somebody like Chris Brown. You know what I mean? Could dance, do all that crazy stuff, flip and do all that. He could sing a sweet song. And you know, he just ain't most of his songs probably was to the Most High, but you know he had to have secular songs. Come on. You think he didn't have an I Love You song?
Yes, he did.
Huh? I need love when I'm alone in my room. Sometimes I stare at the wall, and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call, telling me I need a girl who's the sweetest of dove for the first time in my life. I see I need love. You think David ain't have that?
Oh yeah, he definitely did.
Oh, yes, he had that.
Come on, man. That was Melech David, man. And he could play the harp. Come on, man.
Play and sing.
So you got all these things going on for you. You could fight. You pretty.
Yeah.
You could sing, you could dance.
You wearing my son's robe.
And you wearing my son's robe.
Muhammad Ali.
Ain't nothing left but the kingdom. You're the next in line. Let's go. And now David, in his mind, he wasn't even thinking. Now David knew that he was anointed to be the next, but David not thinking about usurping Saul.
Right.
He don't even know why he's there.
Thank you.
Let us go.
Verse 11.
Uh-huh.
And Shaul cast the spear, for he said, I will smite Dawid even to the wall. And Dawid stepped aside out of his presence twice.
He did the side step because he's a warrior. He's young. He's at his height of his prowess, and his reflexes is up to par. So as he's playing, he watching them. He watching them while he playing because he raving. He don't know why he raving, but he trying to sue them. He trying to sue them, but he watching them. And my man did one of these. And David was gone before he knew it. He took that side step, he was gone. He was gone. Let's go.
And Shaul was afraid of Dawid because Jehovah was with him and was departed from Shaul.
Now he was afraid of Dawid, and Dawid didn't pose him any threat.
No.
Let us go.
Therefore Shaul removed him from him and made him his captain over 1,000. And he went out and came in before the people.
So now Shaul removed them from him. That means, well, I don't need you here anymore. Go out there. Why? Because now I want you to die. Yeah, something might happen.
Oops.
Basically, what happens later with David and Uriah. You know what I mean? But the only thing is Uriah leaves this earth at that point. But he tried to do that with David, but touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. So no matter how many times you took and you sent Melech Dawid out there, he came back. One writer said, never touched in battle. Never come back injured.
No, never.
Melech Dawid. In fact, when he was getting too old, and I think one of his nephews or somebody had to deliver him, and they told him, you no longer could go out because you get too slow. You lost a step or two. Yeah, you lost a step, man. You already put it down. You don't got nothing else to prove. You don't got to prove nothing else. So we got this. You trained us well. They told him you got to retire, and that's when he had that idle time, and he was on the roof, and he saw Bathsheba, and all that stuff happened. You know what I mean? Up on the roof, me and my baby. Let's go.
And Dawid had great success in all his ways, and Jehovah was with him.
Said Dawid had great success in all his ways, and Jehovah was with him.
And when Shaul saw that he had great success, he stood in awe of him. But all Yisrael and Judah loved Dawid, for he went out and came in.
He went out and came in like it was nothing. Went out and came in unscathed. Come back with all his soldiers, with the man that he was kept, because he was a strategizer. And don't forget, says the apple don't fall far from the tree.
Right.
Now, who was Solomon? What is ascribed to Solomon?
Wise man.
Wise man that ever lived. David wrote a lot of nice songs. David couldn't have been a dummy.
No.
He left Solomon the whole plans to the temple. Most High God just told him, your hand's too bloody, boy.
That's it.
You can't build it. But he left Solomon the plans, the order, and everything. And the money to build it. And left them friends that he could go get stuff from. Resources. Melech Dawid did that in his life. So don't play him cheap for his wisdom. Because he had to be a great strategizer. Because he had to be able to think war. You see, when he was out there in the field with with the sheep and all these animals, he had to think about how to stay alive. As a shepherd, he had to think about how to stay alive, because it wasn't only the bears and the lions; it was the cutthroats, the pirates, the one-eyed bandits that was out there with the sword, Captain Hook and all them guys.
They're gonna take some sheep.
Captain Morgan and all them guys. Them guys, they that's right, the outlaws. The cattle rustlers. And Dawid wasn't having any of that. So he already put in his work with a shepherd's staff and a slingshot. God already put that spirit in him. So he was a very wise young man. Let us go.
And Shaul said to Dawid, behold, my elder daughter Merab, her will I give thee to wife. Only be thou valiant for me, and fight Jehovah's battles. For Shaul said, let not my hand be upon
Shaul said, I'm not going to put my
hand of the Philistine be upon
the Philistine's going to destroy him. Let's go.
And Dawid said unto Shaul, who am I, and what is my life, or my father's family in Yisrael, that I should be son-in-law to the king?
He said, nah, too much responsibility come with that.
Right. Yeah.
You got that, I don't want that.
Yeah, yeah.
Who am I? I come from a humble family.
That's it.
Jesse's my father.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of brothers. That's what I come from. I come from being out in the field. I don't got no money to give you no dowry.
No, you don't.
I can't afford a princess of the land.
No.
I can't do that. So he kindly declined the proposal by Shaul. Let's go.
But it came to pass at the time when Merab, Shaul's daughter, should have been given to Dawid, that she was given unto Adriel, the Mahelotite, to wife.
So now he's playing games. Yeah, I'm going to give it to you. But now when it's time, I want to see if I get underneath your skin and you say something nasty, I'm going to give it to somebody else. But Dawid wasn't sweating that.
No.
He was like, I'm good. The girls love me. Girls, they love me. I'm light-skinned Dawid. You know what I mean? Let's go.
And Michal, Shaul's daughter, loved Dawid. And they told Shaul, and the thing pleased him. And Shaul said, I will give him her, that she may be a snare to him, and that the hand of the Philistines may be against him. Wherefore Shaul said to Dawid, Thou shalt this day be my son-in-law, through the one of the twain. And Shaul commanded his servants, Speak with Dawid secretly, and say, Behold, the king hath delight in thee, and all his servants love thee. Now therefore be the king's son-in-law.
So now it speaks about Michal
She loved
being in love, heads over heels. So it's like, all right, and the way it speaks about her, it's like there must have been something going on with Michal. Now, I don't know what's going on, but he said, for a father to say she shall be a snare unto him, I don't know what that means. She must be doing what she does, and the father can't control her, but she loves that pretty boy singer.
But you don't listen.
She loves it. It could be that. Because she might be a snare to her father.
That's right.
So I'm going to make her a snare to, now I pass the responsibility to him. Because it said that she loved Dawid. Loved them. Heads over heels. But what happens?
And Shaul's servant spoke those words in the ears of Dawid. And Dawid said, Seemeth to you a light thing to be the king's son-in-law, seeing that I am a poor man and lightly esteemed?
Man, I can't afford her.
I can't afford you.
You keep telling me about come and marry the king's daughter. I can't afford her. I'm poor. Let's go.
And the servants of Shaul told him, saying, On this manner spoke Dawid. And Shaul said, Thus shall you say to Dawid, The king desireth not any dowry, but 100 foreskins of the Philistines to be avenged of the king's enemies. For Shaul thought to make David fall by the hand of the Philistines.
Once again, he thought David was going to fall by the... And now this is a crazy proposition.
This ain't Atlanta.
Yeah, this ain't Atlanta. We had this conversation. This ain't San Fran, man. You know what I mean? So this is a weird proposition. Now, this is the only time that I've ever heard of a proposition like this in the Tanakh. Go get me 100 foreskins. That means you have to stand there and literally cut off a man's private. This is what Shaul asked for. This was the dowry that he wanted for his daughter. Let us go. Yeah, that's when you knew he lost it. Because, you know, bring me 100 heads, you know what I mean? Give me 100 heirs. You can say, bring me 100 heirs. You saying bring them 100 foreskins.
What are you doing all that skin?
Read, man. It's too much. Let's go.
For Shaul thought to make Dawid fall by the hand of the Philistines. And when his servants told Dawid these words, it pleased Dawid well to be the king's son-in-law, and the days were not expired.
You said, that's all I got to do?
Yeah.
That's a heck of a Judite right there, boy.
Yes, he is.
I don't know if Levites would have done that.
I know.
Or Danites would have done that.
We just went into Shechem and handled business.
That's it.
We ain't had nothing to do with that.
We asked them to circumcise us first, right? Let's go. Let's go.
Verse 27. And David arose and went, he and his men, and slew of the Philistines 200 men, and David brought their foreskins.
He brought their
and they gave them in full number to the king, that he might be the king's son-in-law.
So he went above and beyond the call of duty. Yeah, he doubled it up.
Yes.
And they stood there and they counted it out in front of the king. That's what they did. Let's go. That's what it says here. I'm not making that up.
And Shaul gave him Michal his daughter to wife. And Shaul saw and knew that Jehovah was with David. And Michal, Shaul's daughter, loved him.
Loved
and
him.
Shaul was yet the more afraid of David.
Yeah.
And Shaul was David's enemy.
Yeah, because you could think she gonna be a snare to him, boy, but boy, David sing them songs.
Yeah.
You know, if she's a virgin, most likely a virgin.
Yeah, she's a virgin.
You know what I mean? After, you know, you break that virginity, she in love with David.
Yeah.
That's the man. I mean, David is the man in the kingdom at this time. All the young damsels is looking at David.
Yeah.
They wish that they could be his wife.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And she got him.
And he's a roughneck.
Everybody, he's as they say, he's a man's man.
Yeah.
And ladies love David.
Yeah.
LL David. Ladies love David.
LL Cool David.
LL Cool David. Let's go.
Then the princes of the Philistines went forth, and it came to pass as often as they went forth, that David prospered more than all the servants of Shaul, so that his name was much set by.
It said his name rung bells.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it says, then the princes of the Philistines went forth, and it came to pass as often as they went forth, that David prospered more than all the servants of Shaul. That means all the Abner and all them guys that went out there, David got more kills than all of them. Every time he went out with his troops, he destroyed more of them. And his name rang so many bells that even the Philistines respected him. Because later in the history, David, when he's running from Saul, he was able to go by the Philistines, and the Philistines were so, the king of the Philistines was like, well, we ain't going to take him out there with us. But as soon as the battle going to rage, he going to turn on us and he going to kill us. Keep him right here. But they wouldn't put their hands on him. They wouldn't put their hands on him because they said real recognize real. They said strength respects strength.
Right.
So if he defected and he's over here with us, we'd rather him over here with us than to be against us. So keep him over here. But he's not going out to war with us. And David, and when the Philistines will go out to go to war, David will go to a certain part and kill up everything, kill up a bunch of Philistines and come back like he ain't do nothing. That was David because he loved his people. Right? They said he was beloved of God, right? What does his name mean? Beloved, right? Beloved. That's what his name means. Let's go.
Chapter 19, verse 1, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And Shaul spoke to Yonatan his son, and to all his servants that they should slay David. But Yonatan, Shaul's son, delighted much in David. And Yonatan told David, saying, Shaul my father seeketh to slay thee. Now therefore I pray thee, take heed to thyself in the morning, and abide in the secret place, and hide thyself. And I will go out and stand beside my father in the field where thou art, and I will speak with my father of thee, and if I see aught, I will tell thee. And Yonatan spoke good of David unto Shaul his father, and said unto him, let not the king sin against his servant, against David, because he hath not sinned against thee, and because his work hath been very good towards thee. For he put his life in his hand, and smote the Philistine, and Jehovah wrought a great victory for all Israel. Thou sawest it, and didst rejoice. Wherefore then wilt thou sin against innocent blood to slay David without a cause?
So now he's recounting to his father all the greatness of David. He said, come on, Abi, how you gonna say something like that?
Right.
You know that's my friend. And he didn't do anything wrong. You forgot that when everybody was scared to go out there, he was the one that went out there. And what has he done to us or to you to disrespect you in any manner for you to want to slay him? Now, it's one thing about warriors, right? Even though that's your son, he's a warrior. And you have to, it's like, you ever see boxers? When their father train them, Like when you look at like Floyd Mayweather and his father, regardless of what they get into, that's a warrior spirit, right? And sometimes it says don't. He said if you put your hands on your parents, that you should be put to death. But when you're training your son, you telling them throw at you. You know what I mean? You training them to be a warrior. You tripping them, he's going to hit you and stuff like that. It's not talking about that. So sometimes when you a warrior and you talking as warriors, you have to respect that space. But when we talking as father and son, now it's a different space. But when we talking as warriors, sometimes the conversation might get a little bit heated. And this is what you see. But Jonathan was an honorable son.
Yes, right. Talking to him calm.
Yeah, he was an honorable son.
Talking to him calm.
He was an honorable son because he went to the death with his father. He didn't rebel on his father. He didn't walk out on his father. He stayed to the death with his father. To the death.
That's right.
And later, as we go in this portion, he understands that what's going on, and he understands that David is the one that's blessed, but he didn't have any jealousy for David. He loved David. They say he loved him so much that his love surpassed the love of a woman. That didn't mean that David was into funny business. It just means that he'll put his life on the line before probably any woman for Jonathan, and Jonathan for him. It wasn't no funny business, and you're gonna see how much love they have for each other in the next chapter. Let us go.
Verse 6. And Shaul hearkened to the voice of Yehonatan, and Shaul swore, as Jehovah liveth, he shall not be put to death.
Shaul swore. Now we just read, I just did the portion in Numbers where it speaks that anything that proceeds out of your mouth, that you shall keep. And then he vowed that you make before Yehovah that you shall keep it. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
So he made a vow. He said, I will not kill him. Let's go.
And Yehonatan called Dawid, and Yehonatan told him all those things. And Yehonatan brought Dawid to Shaul, and he was in his presence as before time.
Remember, because he sent him out. He didn't have him before him anymore. But now he brought him back as in his presence as before time. Let's go.
And there was war again. And Dawid went out and fought with the Philistines and slew them with a great slaughter, and they fled before him.
And they fled before him. Dawid had them shook. Let's go.
And an evil spirit from Yahweh was upon Shaul.
The important thing is an evil spirit from Yahweh came upon Shaul. Shaul couldn't control this because this came from God. Because certain things have to transpire. Why? Because Shaul did not listen to God when he told him, go down there to Agag and destroy everything. Kill everything, animals, everything, and he didn't do it. So now the Most High is renting away the kingdom from him, and he's making him see it right before his eyes. He gets to see who's going to be his successor. All Shaul had to do was play it out.
That's it.
Play it out. But he couldn't because God put the evil spirit in him. He had to augment it. He had to speed up the process. Let's go.
And Shaul sat in his house with his spear in his hand, and Dawid was playing with his hand. And Shaul sought to smite Dawid even to the wall with the spear, but he slipped away out of Shaul's presence, and he smote the spear into the wall. And Dawid fled and escaped that night.
Some writers say that this time he was playing Dawid close and he tried to pin him rather than throw it. Like he tried to get him this time. Because you know when you're throwing it, there's a little distance, there's a little time to escape. It said now he played it off and tried to pin him to the wall. And Dawid once again got them reflexes up to par and he was gone. Let's go.
And Shaul sent messengers unto Dawid's house to watch him and to slay him in the morning. And Michal, Dawid's wife, told him, saying, if thou save not thy life tonight, tomorrow thou shalt be slain.
So now this is what it shows, that he was telling her what he wanted to do to Dawid. But that's his wife. What do you think will happen?
She gonna tell him.
She been already humble. She loved him. Said, listen, I don't know what you think this is, but Abi is trying to kill you. I don't know if you think it's sweet around here. You know what I mean? Yeah, he will kill you. You know what I mean?
I'll be a widow in the morning.
I'll be a widow in the morning if you don't get up out of here. You over here acting like it's all sweet, but he trying to kill you. You see what he just tried to do to you? You got to get out of here. Let's go.
So Michal let Dawid down through the window, and he went and fled.
That was some major pillow talk there. And that was some needed pillow talk. And listen, he's trying to kill you. Get out of here. Let's go.
And Michal took the teraphim and laid it in the bed, and put a coat of goat's hair at the head thereof, and covered it with a cloth.
Right. So she had like an image. They said a lot of the women had like mannequins, right? Because you know, like most of the women did their own clothing. They spun their own wool, and you're gonna see it here where it says that she took the goat's hair and put it on the head of the teraphim, which was an image, right? They wasn't idol worshiping, right? So it was like, so what women did? They spun their own material, right? Wove it and interwove it and all that, and they made their own dresses and did all that. So that's probably why she had what they said, an image or a mannequin there for fittings. You know, so it says she took that, says, and she put it where?
And she covered it, and she put a quilt of goat's hair at the head thereof, and covered it with the cloth.
Now goat's hair is woolly.
Yeah.
It ain't no stringy stuff.
No.
You know what I mean? Depending, you know, you got the goat's hair. You know, the goat's hair is a little bit rough and woolly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So obviously David ain't look like no white boy.
Nah.
Let us go.
And when Shaul sent messages to take Dawid, she said, he is sick. And Shaul sent the messages to see Dawid, saying, bring him up to me in the bed that I may slay him.
You know he really hates this guy. He has no reason to hate Dawid. They said, listen, the guys came out and said, the man is sick. They said, didn't you hear me, you big dummies? Bring the whole idiots. Don't you understand what I'm trying to do here? Bring him to me in the bed. Pick up the four posts of the bed and walk him over here.
The best time. Can't fight back.
Can't fight back. Bring him to me. Let's go. But them guys feared David too, and they loved him. Them guys love David. They can't understand why you trying to kill him. Don't you see, since he's been with us, that we've been having victories? This is the back talk. In the back alleys and behind the court of the king. Like, why is he trying to kill him? We don't understand why this is going on. They perplexed because Dawid, he was loved by all his servants. Let's go.
And when the messages came in, behold, the teraphim was in the bed with the quilt of goat's hair at the head thereof. And Shaul said unto Michal, why hast thou deceived me thus?
What verse?
And let my enemy, verse 17. And Shaul said unto Michal, why hast thou deceived me thus? And let my enemy go that he is escaped. And Michal answered Shaul, he said unto me, let me go. Why should I kill thee?
Why should I kill? So she said, she was scared of her father too. He said to me, let me go or I'm gonna kill you. You know what I mean? She made up some lie. This is her ish. She gotta help him. She let him out through the window. That means she had to be there. Helping him out. She had to wrap whatever around her body to be an anchor and let him go out the window. Now that's a wife there. That's a wife who loves her husband. That's right, because she helped him escape. And Shaul was like, that wasn't the plan. The plan was for you to put him to bed, make sure he go to sleep, and then I send the men and kill him. What are you doing? And she was like, nah, you ain't gonna do that to my Dawid. You know what I mean? Let's go.
Now Dawid fled and escaped and came to Shemuel to Ramah.
He came to Shemuel. Why? Because whenever you find trouble in your life, you go to God.
That's right.
And Shemuel was a symbol of God.
That's right.
Right? Because he was the man of God.
That's right.
You don't run away from God. That's why I can't understand people that say, I'm trying to get myself together when they have trouble, so they stay away from the camp. Or they stay away from places of worship. That's not the place to get together.
It don't work like that.
You got to go to God.
That's right.
To get yourself together. You go to God. You don't go away from God to get yourself together. You go to God. So that's what David said. He said, there's trouble. I got to go to God. Because why is this happening to me? And we went to Shemuel, and what does it say?
And told him all that Shaul had done to him. And he and Shemuel went and dwelt in Naioth. And it was told Shaul, saying, behold, Dawid is at Naioth in Ramah.
So Shemuel probably explained to him, listen, I told him that the kingdom was run away from him. Give him a little bit more insight to why Shaul is acting the way that he's acting. Let's go.
And Shaul sent messages to take Dawid. And when they saw the company of the prophet prophesying, and Shemuel standing as head over them, the Spirit of God came upon the messengers of Shaul, and they also prophesied.
So as soon as they came over there, they began to prophesy. You're not going to do my prophets no harm. You're not going to do my anointed no harm. This is from the Most High God. Let's go.
And when it was told Shaul, he sent other messengers, and they also prophesied.
And he sent other messengers, and they also prophesied. So now you definitely know this is of the Lord. Let's go.
And Shaul sent messengers again the third time, and they also prophesied.
Man, they all out there talking. They all out there godly talking. Let's go.
Then went he also to Ramah, and came to the great cistern that is in Seku. And he asked and said, where are Shemuel and Dawid? And one said, behold, they are at Nayot and Ramah. And he went thither to Nayot and Ramah, and the Spirit of Yah came also upon him.
Not an evil spirit, but now this is a what?
The Spirit of Yah. And it came upon him also. And he went on and prophesied.
He prophesied.
Until he came to Nayot.
Until he didn't even get to Nayot. He started prophesying on his way there. The other guys at least got there, they began to prophesy. Him going to the direction of where Shemuel and Dawid was at, he began to prophesy. The Most High put that spirit in him. Let's go.
And he also stripped off his clothes. And he also prophesied before Shemuel and lay down naked all that day and all that night.
Lay down naked, took off and said, leave him right there, leave him right there. You better not dare laugh at the king either, because it'll cost you your life. So leave him right there. I was going to make another joke, but I'm not going to talk about it. Those who know.
Wherefore they say, is Shaul also among the prophets?
Is Shaul also among the prophets? He became a prophet at this time. Let's go.
Chapter 20, verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And Dawid fled from Nayot and Ramah, and came and said before Yehonatan, what have I done? What is my iniquity? And what is my sin before thy father, that he seeketh my life? And he said unto him, far from it, thou shalt not die. Behold, my father doeth nothing either great or small, but that he discloseth it unto me. And why should my father hide this thing from me? It is not so.
So, of course, Shaul hid this from Yehonatan the second time because he vowed. He don't want to let him know. This is his best. He know that's his best friend. He know that's his best buddy. He said, man, you bugging out. My father not going, he gave me his word. He's not going to kill you. He said, I'm telling you, man, this is what happened. This is what transpired. I had to escape. He said, man, to kill me. Your sister told me this. He said, nah, man, it's not like that. Let's go.
And Dawid swore moreover and said, thy fathers knoweth well that I have found favor in thy eyes. And he said, let not Yehonatan know this, lest he be grieved. But truly as Jehovah liveth, and as thy soul liveth, there is but a step between me and them.
There's a step between me and them. Your father not going to tell you because he know that we close. So you got to use your brain. He's not going to tell you because it's going to hurt you too much. But he's trying to kill me. Let's go.
Then said Yehonatan unto Dawid, what doth thy soul desire that I should do it for thee? And Dawid said unto Yehonatan, behold, tomorrow is the new moon. When I should.
This shows the wisdom of Dawid that's later exhibited in Solomon. Right? Because right now he's thinking, he's strategizing, he's telling them what we should do, what you should do next to test out your father, and the Most High God will give you your father gonna give you the answer of whether or not he wants to kill me. Let's go.
Behold, tomorrow is the new moon, when I should sit with the king to eat. So let me go, that I may hide myself in the field until the third day at even. If thy father miss me at all, then say, Dawid earnestly asked leave of me that he might run to Beit Lechem, his city, for it is the yearly sacrifice there for all the family. If he say thus, it is well, thy servant shall have peace. But if he be wrong, then know that evil is determined by him.
You hear that? Evil is determined by him. So if he says okay that he went by his brother and his father and over there, then it's good. But if not, if he gets upset, then you know evil is determined by him. Let's go.
Therefore deal kindly with thy servant, for thou hast brought thy servant into a covenant of your whole with thee. But if there be in me iniquity, slay me thyself. For why shouldest thou bring me to thy father?
Said, listen, if there be iniquity in me, if you find something wrong in me, I'd rather you kill me than let them guys out there kill me. Let them servants of your father kill me, man. It's I'd rather you kill me if you find something wrong in me. You know, he said, don't forget the covenant and the agreement that we have a brotherhood amongst each other. You know, so let's see what happened.
And Yehonatan said, far be it from thee, for if I should at all know that evil was determined by my father to come upon thee, Then would I not tell it thee?
But Yehonatan honestly didn't know. And David was perplexed. How don't you know? Because the father hid it from him. Right, he saw. Right, let's go.
Then said Dawid to Yehonatan, who shall tell me if perchance thy father answer thee roughly? And Yehonatan said unto Dawid, come, and let us go out into the field. And they went out both of them into the field.
They went out into the field because at this point, David don't want to be seen.
No.
Too much. So he's on the hiding, coming out at night, you know, doing what, you know, when you on the run and when you trying to move around, you gotta duck.
Are you ready for
What's beef? That's what Biggie said, right? You can't sleep in your own house. You gotta keep it moving. Let's go.
And Yehonatan said unto Dawid, Yehovah, the God of Yisrael, when I have sounded my father about this time tomorrow, or the third day, behold, if there be good toward Dawid, shall I not then send unto thee and disclose it unto thee? Yehovah do so to Yehonatan and more also. Should it please my father to do thee evil, if I disclose it not unto thee, and send thee away that thou mayest go in peace, and Yehovah be with thee, as he hath been with my father.
That's a true friend.
Yes.
You see, he's not standing just for, that's my father.
No.
He's standing for what's right.
Yes.
He said, and if I don't disclose it to you, may be done more to me than what should be done to you, which is they want to put you to death. He said, I'm going to disclose it to you because that's an evil that is going to be done against you. And no evil should come upon you. Let us go.
And thou shalt not only while yet I live show me the kindness of Yehovah that I die not, but also thou shalt not cut off thy kindness from my house forever. No, not when Yehovah have cut off the enemies of Dawid, everyone from the face of the earth.
This is when you know that Jonathan knows what's going on.
Right.
He said, even when Yehovah cut off the enemies of Dawid, who's Dawid's enemy?
His father. His father.
He said, promise me that you won't do evil against my... Man, you know how honorable that is? That you know that this is the man who's replacing you?
Right.
And you don't feel no evil in your heart towards him? That's the crown prince.
The crown prince, man.
And he said, man, when the Most High, he said, I see God is moving with you.
Exactly.
So when the Most High removes all the enemies of you, of yours, he said, make me a promise that you won't cut off my seed.
That's right.
That's all he asked for.
That's all he asked.
That's all he asked for. Let's go.
So Yehonatan made a covenant with the house of Dawid. Yehovah even required it at the hand of Dawid's enemy. And Yehonatan caused Dawid to swear again for the love that he had to him, for he loved him as he loved his own soul.
And later in history, when Yehonatan and all them get destroyed, David becomes king. I believe he brings Mephibosheth into his house, the son of Yehonatan, into his house to eat at his table.
Yeah.
That's what he does. So he kept his word.
Yeah.
He didn't cut off the seed of Yehonatan because Yehonatan dies in battle with his father. Let's go. Right.
And Yehonatan said unto him, tomorrow is the new moon, and thou wilt be missed, because thy seat will be empty. And in the third day thou shalt hide thyself well, and come to the place where thou didst hide thyself in the day of work, and shalt remain by the stone Uzziel. And I will shoot 3 arrows to the sideward, as though I shot at a mark. And behold, I will send the lad, go, find the arrows. If I say unto the lad, behold, the arrows are on this side of thee, take them and come, for there is peace to thee, and no hurt, as Jehovah liveth.
So these are signs. They have to talk in code. Right? He was out in the field. David will be out in the field. He's shooting 3 arrows, and if the arrows fall beside, he said, hey, go to the side and bring them back to me. That's a sign of saying it's safe for you to come back. Right? So they speak it in code because they can't be seen together. Because everything is in red alert. I mean, everything is a high alert, and it's like David is a wanted man. Wanted dead or alive. That's it right now. Let's go.
But if I say unto the boy, behold, the arrows are beyond thee, go thy way, for Yehovah hath sent thee away, and as touching the matter which I and thou have spoken of, behold, Yehovah is between me and thee forever.
So, but if I said to the boy, go beyond, then that means you gotta get up out, because you can't stay here. Right, let's go.
So Dawid hid himself in the field. And when the new moon was come, the king sat down to the meal to eat. And the king sat upon his seat, as at other times, even upon the seat by the wall. And Yehonatan stood up, and Abner sat by Shaul's side, but Dawid's place was empty. Nevertheless, Shaul spoke not anything that day, for he thought, something had befallen him. He is unclean, surely he is not clean.
So it shows us here in a sense of when you're unclean, you didn't come around people,
No, you didn't.
right? So it said perhaps he's unclean. You know what I mean? Something that chances by night, something like that. Blah, blah, blah. He can't make it. He's ceremonially unclean. So now he can't be here. That was the first day. Let's go.
And it came to pass on the morrow after the new moon, which was the second day, that David's place was empty. And Shaul said unto Yonathan's son, wherefore cometh not the son of Yishai to the mill, neither yesterday nor today? And Yonathan answered Shaul, David earnestly asked leave of me to go to Beit Lechem, and he said, let me go, I pray thee, for our family have for sacrifice in the city, and my brother, he hath commanded me, and now, if I have found favor in thine eyes, let me get away, I pray thee, and see my brethren, therefore he is not coming to the king's table.
So now he made up some lie. So he couldn't make it because he was going to a sacrifice in his homeland. He asked me, he earnestly, I forgot to tell you, but you know, he asked me for leave. He came to me. I'm the crown prince. He came to me. He asked me. You know what I'm saying?
I gave him leave.
Yeah, I gave him leave. And that's what happened.
Then Shaul's anger was kindled against Yonathan, and he said unto him, thou son of a perverse rebellion, do not I know that thou hast chosen the son of Yishai to thy own shame, and unto the shame of thy mother's nakedness? For as long as the son of Yishai liveth upon the earth, thou shalt not be established, nor thy kingdom.
He's right. He's right. He's speaking some truths, but he's doing it in anger, and the kingdom has been run away from him. He's speaking truth.
He's telling him the truth.
He's telling him, you not, as long as he's alive, your kingdom ain't gonna be established. I'm king already. You're gonna die a prince. But I'm king. You're not.
You're not.
You son of a perverse rebellion. He cursed him, man. The woman. What he says? On shame and unto the shame of thy mother's nakedness. So it's like someone looking at your mother's nakedness, man. Let's go.
Wherefore now send and fetch him to me, for he deserved to die.
He deserves to die.
And Yonathan answered Shaul his father and said unto him, wherefore should he be put to death? What hath he done?
This is what I'm talking. This is that warrior talk.
And Shaul,
right? It's like, why? Why are you putting him to death? Why should he die? He's questioning his father. Why? I'm not looking at it that way, Abba. Why you want to try to kill my friend? He hasn't done anything wrong to you. Let's go. And
Shaul cast his spear at him to smite him, whereby Yonathan knew that it was determined of his father to put David to death.
He threw a spear at his son. He said, David ain't going to make it. David is not going to make it. Yeah, you're not going to make it either. He said he hurled it at him. Let's go.
So Yonathan arose from the table in fierce anger.
He was angry.
And did eat no food the second day.
He didn't want to eat anything.
But he was grieved for David because his father had put him to shame.
He put him to shame in front of everybody. In front of everybody. You know, after that, it's like, what? I can't come back from that, but he's the crown prince, so you can't go but so far with him.
Exactly.
But with David, now that he did that, it's a bounty on David. You know what I mean? So that embarrassment, you can't embarrass soldiers in front of all the soldiers, because then they lose the respect. And at that point, that's when rebellions come, and that's when people turn. They be like, yo, I'm out.
That's when they leave.
That's when they leave.
They turn and walk out.
That's when they turn and walk out.
Curse my mom.
Let's go.
And it came to pass in the morning that Yonathan went out into the field at the time appointed with David and the little lad with him.
So he went out there the time appointed.
And he said unto his lad, run, find now the arrows which I shoot.
He shot the 3 arrows. Go run, find the arrows which I shoot.
And as the lad ran, he shot an arrow beyond him. And when the lad was come to the place of the arrow which Yonathan had shot, Yonathan cried after the lad and said, is not the arrow beyond thee?
Man, that had to be the most gut-wrenching words for David. Man, my friend, you know, his father trying to kill me. He's the crown prince, and he still was loyal enough to tell me, you got to get up out of here, David. You got to go. But what happened is they thought that there would be a lot of people out there, right? But at this time, the lot is empty. It's just them. It's David hiding, Yonathan shooting the arrows, and the young boy running after the arrows. But once he heard those words, those were the most gut-wrenching words because they knew that this was the beginning of the end. Right. Let's go.
And Yehonatan cried after the lad, make speed, hasten, stay not. And Yehonatan's lad gathered up the arrows and came to his master. But the lad knew not anything. Only Yehonatan and Dawid knew the matter. And Yehonatan gave his weapons unto his lad and said unto him, go, carry them to the city. And as soon as the lad was gone, Dawid arose out of the place toward the south, fell on his face to the ground, and bowed down 3 times, and they kissed one another and wept with one another until Dawid exceeded.
They cried, man, showed emotions. That man cried too. They said even the thug need a hug every now and then. You know what I'm saying? So they cry because they understand. They understand that this is not the end of our friendship, but this is the end of us being on the same side. That's it. You will never become my enemy, but we're going to be in opposing forces. We're going to be on opposing sides. Then you're going to begin to see the wars. You know, Abner and Joab. Let the men play. Let the young men play. All types of stuff going to start happening. And this is coming from this, but they kept a loyalty with each other. They loved each other, and it wasn't none of that funny business. It was a true love, a brotherhood, a bond of brotherhood that was sincere. They didn't defraud each other. They didn't defraud each other. They were able to communicate with one another and be able to hold each other accountable for their words. Let us go.
And Yehonatan said to Dawid, go in peace. For as much as we have sworn both of us in the name of Yahweh, saying, Yahweh shall be between me and thee, and between my seed and thy seed forever. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So this is a blessing right here, man. You don't know how many descendants of Dawid and Yehonatan are walking around here, and through DNA, they just click off. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a everlasting bond forever. So that means even when we go back into the land, once they read this history right here, they got to understand that Dawid got to have somebody from Yehonatan's lineage sitting at that table. It's going to go back to that. That's right, because that's the bond that they made with each other. This is what they promised each other. And this is what David promised Yehonatan, because Yehonatan understood the times and what was happening. Hallelujah. Hoping that you got something out of this. It's that time, right? Hoping that you got something out of this. We pray that the Most High God will continue to bless us, give us knowledge.